Good morning, class 6. How are you guys doing? I hope you have enjoyed your Diwali and your Bhai Dooj and your brother. You know that festival for brothers, we call it Bhai Phota in Bengal. The sister prays for the long life and safety of her brother, and it's all about that. I guess I don't know much about it, but, anyways, it's a festival, so I appreciate and respect all festivals and I take part in it also sometimes. But recently I have not been able to join in, but I share all my messages, so that's all about. So I hope you guys have enjoyed your life and been safe, and obviously you are safe. Burst crackers, the not the sound ones with the smoke and all that. So we are on here class 6 again today on your English course book. We'll be on section 2, page 128, the African childhood. Uh, Africa has been always in the story, always in the news, always in the media, always around the world. It's created history, it's given good people, and our Mahatma Gandhi was also in South Africa. He was studying law there and he practiced there and he helped people there. He was on a movement there. After that, he came to India. So it's a very sad story about African people because of the weather, I guess, sometimes because of the color black discrimination which was going on. They have gone through a lot of things in life, and the only person who brought them out of this was Nelson Mandela. He's the Mahatma of South Africa, or rather, they call him the grandfather of South Africa. So, his long walk to freedom was all about getting people free just because of their color, apartheid. He had fought against this apartheid and he had got this freedom for the people, for his people. So, you just read about that. It's an extract. After that, you have to read and solve it. You all are senior now, class 6. The land of Africa. I'm going to read the full thing after that, one small explanation, gist of the story, then you hit the question answers. Attempt the question answers, do it in your copy. No matter what happens, even if it's wrong, no issues, it will be corrected. But I want you all to write and I want to see how you have got hold of the subject and the story as well. It shows me what is your capabilities, and you must have studied during your holidays. So it's holiday, 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 lockdown. The land of Africa is filled with folklore, myths, and charms of nature. Folklore is the local information, songs, dance, dramas, myths, old sayings, charms of nature. Great nature it has, charms, beautiful charms. The most biggest wildlife country is Africa. In this extract from the autobiography Long Walk to Freedom, Nelson Mandela remembers his African childhood. This passage brings out the unique features of the land in all its beauty through the eyes of a person who fought for freedom. Bondage plus that beauty, to enjoy that in a bondage is very difficult. But his long walk to freedom showed how to enjoy beauty while you are struggling also. From an early age, I spent most of my free time in the veld. It's a grassland of South Africa, veld. If you go on to geography, you'll come to know. Playing and fighting with the older boys of the village, a boy who remained at home tied to his mother's apron strings was regarded as a sissy. At night, I shared my food and blanket with these same boys. I was no more than 5 when I became a herd boy looking after sheep and calves in the field. I discovered the almost mystical attachment that the Xhosa or the Hosa, the tribal clan was called the Hosa, have for cattle, not only as source of food and wealth, but as a blessing from God and a source of happiness. If you have cattle, that means you've got meat to eat, you've got milk, you've got everything. It was a blessing from God. It was in the fields that I learned how to knock birds out of the sky with a slingshot, to gather wild honey and fruits and edible roots, to drink warm sweet milk straight from the udder of a cow, to swim in the clear cold streams, and to catch fish with twine and sharpened bits of wire. I learned to stick fight, essential knowledge to any rural African, and became adept as its various techniques, parrying blows, feinting. Feinting here makes making a decisive movement during a fight. Feinting in one direction and striking in another, breaking away from an opponent with quick footwork. From these days, I date my love of the world, of open spaces and simple beauties of nature, the clean line of the horizon. As boys, we were mostly left to on our own devices. We played with toys we made ourselves. We molded animals and birds out of clay. We made ox-drawn sledges out of tree branches. Nature was our playground. The hills above Kunu were dotted with large smooth rocks which we transformed into our own roller coaster. We sat on flat stones and slid down the face of the large rocks. We did this until our backsides were so sore we could hardly sit down. I learned to ride by sitting atop weaned calves. After being thrown to the ground several times, one got the hang of it. I learned my lesson one day from an unruly donkey. We had been taking turns climbing up and down its back, and when my chance came, I jumped on the donkey, bolted into a near thorn bush. It bends its head, trying to unseat me when it did, but not before the thorns had pricked and scratched my face, embarrassing me in front of my friends, like the people of the East. Africans have highly developed sense of dignity, or what the Chinese call face. I had lost face among my friends. Even though it was a donkey that had unseated me, I learned that to humiliate another person is to make him suffer an unnecessarily cruel fate. Even as a boy, I defeated my opponents without dishonoring them. Beautiful story. Nature was their everything. They played with the nature, they played with trees, they played with stones, they played with mud, played with sand. They went upon animal backs, bull backs, cow backs, donkeys backs thrown over. They were playing with nature. Here these days we play with the materialistic things, mobile. What do we learn from it? We don't learn anything. I don't know. That life was much more beautiful. Also, I have gone on horsebacks. I have been to, when I was in hostel, I have learned horse riding with nature. I learned how to fish. I have learned how to do cattle also. I have done that. We had a cow at home also. Even though we were in a town, city, my dad said you have to know things. We had goats, we had hens, we had birds, we had what not of things, to be with the nature. That's what has created us. One should not discriminate anyone due to anything. Even if you're friends, you should not let anyone down. When friends laugh at you, he's contrasting how the whites were laughing at the blacks, taking them, you can't do anything, you're not allowed here. This line is very good. Like the people of the East, Africans have highly developed a sense of dignity, or what the Chinese call face. I had lost face among my friends. Even though it was a donkey that had unseated me, I learned that to humiliate another person is to make him suffer an unnecessary cruel fate. We should not humiliate anyone. Okay, fallen, no problem. Let's do it again. Help. Sharing is caring, I've told you always. Even as a boy, I defeated my opponents without dishonoring them. I used to win games, but not dishonor them. After a game, everybody shakes hand. Also in cricket, any other game. We are friends. Game is a game. It's a competition. But after that, we are all human beings. So this is what all this chapter is about. Story, please read, go through it, and I'll be back in the next video. And you have to do this homework also. We'll go to a next part.